Actress and comedian Amy Schumer says she and her husband have decided to end their marriage. I'm semi familiar with Amy Schumer. I don't know if she's been through some like body transformation or what, but look, she looks like really skinny right there. I'm not really familiar with her soon to be ex-husband. Here he is right here, Chris Fischer, American chef and farmer from Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts. And again, he was the husband of stand-up comedian and actress Amy Schumer. I remember Amy Schumer. She was in that movie with Goldie Hawn, I think. Goldie Hawn. Did I spell that wrong? Snatched. Right there. I think that was the movie. Yeah, I remember that movie. It was kind of funny, I guess. But, this story is trending. And we're going to get into it.
Amy Schumer and husband Chris Fischer are divorcing after more than 7 years of marriage, calling it a cohesive split focused on mutual respect and co-parenting their son. The pair say they remain supportive while pursuing separate lives. Like and subscribe.
All right. They can't have Hollywood celebrities staying together, right? Because, us regular folk, we have to imitate what we see. So if we saw celebrities all staying together all the time, living happy lives, that could trigger us to stay together. But they got to give us these stories of split chaos, because they know people are influenced by that. Whether they want to admit it or not, people imitate what they see on the world stage, okay? So look, you can see right here, Chris Fisher's got the Bill Clinton birthday, which is also Kirk Cousins' birthday, who are both trending right now because Bill Clinton came up with the Epstein situation again. And Kirk Cousins, I just did the live stream. The last one I did was on Kirk Cousins' comeback victory over the Buccaneers, I believe it was. And I showed how Kirk Cousins was connected to Charlie Kirk, who's, connected to politics. And then that comes back around to the Bill Clinton thing. So now Chris Fisher is trending with this split from Amy Schumer. And then, what are the odds now? He's got the same birthday as those other two characters. You see the 8th month birthday of August. You see the 8 that Kirk Cousins used to wear when he played for the Vikings. And Kirk Cousins, look, he was born 8 years after Chris Fisher. So these characters all trending at the same time, same birthday. Cousins is even born in 88. Remember Kirk Cousins, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk connected to Donald Trump. Trump equals 88, right? And there's the live stream that I did a few days ago on Kirk Cousins. So it's not a coincidence that we get that same birthday of another character that pops up trending. All of this stuff just comes out by these connections. We get the stories by the connections and the patterns, by the language, and of course, letters have numerical values. Speaking of numbers, 116-day span from Chris Fisher's last birthday to this post by Schumer of the planned split on social media Friday. From his birthday to that day Friday, 116-day span, which is like 16. Her birthday is the first day of the 6th month, which is 16, 1-6. her full name in the language, when you use the alphabetical order going forwards, 161, which is like 16. You also see a 61 in there. And again, her birthday, the first day of the 6th month, or the 6th month and the first day. How about that? I mean, A is 1, M is 13, and so on. 26 letters in the alphabet. Okay? So that simple stuff right there. Fisher also won a 2016 James Beard Foundation Book Award for American Cooking for the Beetle Bung Farm Cookbook, A Year of Cooking on Martha's Vineyard. 16. So you can see these numbers are going to follow. And I just dropped that video, John Cena, Jim Carrey with the bow connection with the Truman Show and John Cena's last match, how he bowed when he left, and Truman, man, I forget his name, Truman Burbank or whatever, was that his name in the Truman Show? But how he bowed when he left the world stage, right? But remember, the Truman Show, Schumer, Amy Schumer, Truman Show. You see how that sounds alike? Well, that movie, The Truman Show, debuted 6/1, Amy Schumer's birthday. It pulls up 6/5, but then it says it was released a few days earlier. I can't remember the specifics to that, but remember, this stuff is all with the language. Look at these two got married on February 13th. 213. Look at Chris Fisher's last birthday. It leaves 231 days. Excuse me, it's the 231st day of the year. August 19th with his birthday. 231. Married on 213. Same numbers, right? In a private ceremony in Malibu to former wife Amy Schumer. I mentioned the language, right? I just talked about that a little. Look at their last names. They both have SCH. You see that? Schumer, SCHUMER. Fisher, FISCHER. So you get the SCH and then you get the ER even in both their last names. And then they happen to be married as now they end their marriage. Come on, right? Stuff's with the language. Look how close their names in the ordinal cipher right there. 126 with Amy Schumer. Chris Fischer, 125. You could see right there Amy Schumer's birthday. I think that's her upcoming birthday next year. Look at that. The 152nd day of the year. Chris Fischer with the 125. So 125, 152. Again, the same numbers. And that's kind of like their marriage again, 213. And then his last birthday, 231, the 231st day of the year. And he's born in 1980. Divorced equals 80. I looked up on Google. I said, can you end your marriage without getting divorced? It said, yes, that's possible. But, it could make things difficult if you don't go through that process. But then I asked Google again, are they getting divorced? It said yes, they are getting divorced. So because they speak of it as like a friendly um, split, right? If that makes sense, right? Like, oh, we're just gonna continue to take care of our kid. We're splitting. They didn't really speak on any drama. It's interesting too. Let's use rappers for example, like Cardi B and Offset, right? They split and all the drama that comes, right? Interesting how you would get that with rappers or get that with certain other characters, but then these other characters split and it's like all peaceful, right? Let's see. Let's ask Google this. Why is Amy Schumer and Chris Fischer? Oh, it doesn't even let me finish. Wow, look, it knew what I was going to say without picking it up. Just about. You see that? Why is Amy Schumer and Chris Fischer splitting? Due to their marriage taking a back seat as Schumer refocused on her career post motherhood. What day was Amy Schumer and Chris Fisher's baby born? Let's see. 5/5, 2019. That's interesting right there. 5/5 at 10:55. Look at that. 10:55 on 5/5. And we could probably go down a whole nother rabbit hole with that right there, huh? As you see some images right there. And there's that 80 that's like 8 again, huh? Right? Divorced 80. He's born in 1980. And then that goes back to the Kirk Cousins thing, born in 88, 8 years after Chris Fisher. Chris has the C like Cousins, even, right? And that 8th month birthday right there. So he's a chef, huh? Chef's got the C like Chris. Chef also has that C like cookbook, huh? So I guess I'll just might as well enter chef over here in the calculator. And I don't really see anything with chef that lands right there. But here he is again right here. Click on his Wikipedia. We're not too familiar with the guy. Oh, does he have a? There he is right here. Martha's Vineyard. Kind of makes me think of Martha Stewart, doesn't it? Here we go, right here. Was the husband of Amy Schumer, stand-up comedian. So I'm guessing he's just a food guy, like a chef guy or whatever. A former commercial fisherman who was his father who taught him how to hunt, fish, and farm. That's interesting because his name's Fisher. Come on, man. Come on, man. Fisher fished. I told you the stuff's all with the language, man. Didn't I? uh, Look at this. Martha Stewart's birthday is 16 days before his. Look at that. Martha Stewart. Look, she's got the Tom Brady birthday. Look, she's got the 8th month birthday. Martha Stewart's got the same month birthday. And that's a football connection with Kirk Cousins, quarterback, Tom Brady, quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Martha Stewart with the Tom Brady birthday. That's good stuff right there. I had a feeling because they said he's born. They said he's born in Martha's Vineyard, and look, she cooks, doesn't she? As well. Look, she has a cooking school, fake world, and a reality show, or she did. 5 seasons. Remember, Amy Schumer and Chris Fisher's I don't know if they said it was a son or their child born on 5/5 at 10:55. Look at that right there. She had a cooking show and he's born in Martha's Vineyard. Did they say it was Massachusetts? Like Tom Brady? New England? And did the Clintons have a chef that died with that Kirk Cousins same birthday? Much of his boyhood on Martha's Vineyard. Look at that right there. Mmm. Clinton has that C like Chris. Did the Clintons have a chef that died? Look, the Clintons had a chef that died. Former White House executive chef. Look at that right there. And Bill Clinton's got the same birthday as this guy. And Bill Clinton's trending right now with Epstein. Man. So look, all of this stuff's on the fly, okay? Well, the last part that you're seeing, this is on the fly, man. Look, he's trending with the Epstein stuff. Well, that was simple. Jeez, man.
Comedian Amy Schumer has confirmed her split from husband Chris Fischer after nearly 7 years of marriage. The pair, who tied the knot in 2018 and share a 4-year-old son, Gene, made the decision to part ways amicably. Sources say the separation has been in the works for a while, but both are committed to staying close as friends and co-parents. Amy thanked fans for their support and emphasized that there's no drama, just a mutual understanding that they've grown apart. The breakup news has sparked an outpouring of love from fans and fellow celebrities alike, with many praising
4-year-old son named Gene. Absolutely amazing. Amy Schumer says she and her husband have decided to end their marriage. And, that was very fun. It's awesome putting together these slides and then just on the fly, no script, just going and landing on other things connected. Absolutely amazing. Until next time.